Today's class is about operators. Yesterday we discussed about input statements and output statements, how we take the input from the user through the standard input, and how we display the hi Asim. Thanks for joining. And today we will discuss about the operators. Okay, operators in the Java. What are the operators and what we have different types of operators. So we will discuss about the operators today. Now let me share my screen. Okay. Is my screen visible, right? I hope. Okay. Yesterday we discussed about how we take the input through the input statements and how we display the data by using the output statements. Okay. To take the input of a different types, we have different methods by using the scanner object. This is scanner object, right? Here we imported the scanner class. Take the inputs from the user like standard input. We need to take the scanner and we need to create the object of that class, and with the help of that object we can take the input from the user. Okay, this is about yesterday's class. Now let me create one more class and name it as basic operators. Okay, basic operators. Finish. And let me create a family. Okay. Now today we will discuss about the operators. Let me share my notepad window also. Share. Okay. Okay. Notepad is to discuss about all this. Now today we will discuss about the operators. Operators are nothing but symbols. Okay. To perform any operation. Yesterday we performed sum of the two numbers. So we use the plus and minus and asterisk for the multiplications. Okay. So those are all called operators. Operators are nothing but the special symbols. Yeah, special symbols for a keywords. We can say keywords, and what they will do, they will perform like in Java, that perform operations on variables. Okay, whatever the variables we are storing and whatever the data we are storing the variables, we can perform the operations on that variables and the values. Okay, which is nothing but the values also. So by default values and the variables, whatever the values we are storing in that values. This is the fundamental. They are the fundamental part of the programming. For any manipulations, we are going to use this operators. So these are the fundamental part of the programming, enabling us to manipulate the manipulations or comparisons of the data. If you want to compare or if you want to manipulate any data, we need to use operators. Okay. Now, like when you want to, like example, where we use this operators are nothing but like addition, subtractions, compare. Like if you want to compare any two values, okay, if you want to take the decisions in the logical way, like if or if else, okay. So in the logical decisions also we can use this operators. Addition, okay, additions, mathematical operations, and for comparisons. Okay, comparisons and logical decisions, etc. logical distance, and except. Example that 5 plus 1. Yesterday we have done, right? A plus b equals to c. So the plus is an operator for the addition. Now we have different types of operators in the Java. Okay, we have different types of operators. Types of operators. Types of operators, which are nothing but Java provides several categories. Okay, inside the categories we have different types of operators. So first we have arithmetic operators. Okay, let me list it out all the operators we have. Arithmetic operators and relational second, sorry, relational or comparison also, we can call it as comparison operators. Okay, third one is logical operators. Logical operators. Fourth one is bitwise operators. And fifth one is assignment. Okay, we have urinary also. Unary operator. Operators, and 7 we have ternary. Ternary is nothing but it's a conditional based operator. So like shorthand of an if and else operator. Operators and some special operators also. Special operators. Okay, these are all the operators we have in the Java. Okay, arithmetic operators, relational, logical, bitwise operators, assignment operators, and unary, ternary. Okay, these are all we have the different types of operators. Now let us go through the each one of the operator, and we will discuss how and what are all these operators are. And first we will go with the arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are nothing but when we want to perform the basic mathematical operations like addition, subtractions, multiplications, and divisions, we are going to use this arithmetic operators. Okay, to perform, like, let me write to perform the basic mathematical operations. Okay, like addition and like subtraction, etc. Okay, subtraction, etc. And we have under these what the operators like plus, okay, minus, asterisk, and division. Okay, and we have modulus. Okay, let me write it each one of them. This is we use it for addition. Okay, and this is for subtraction. Okay, and this is for multiplication. Okay, and this is for the division, and this is known as modulus. Okay, there is a difference between the division and modulus. Okay, and this addition will give the, let me give you another example here. A plus B, okay, it gives us sum of the two numbers. Okay, given sum of the two numbers, sum of the two numbers, and here we use a subtraction. Okay, we use a subtraction, subtract the two numbers. Okay, subtraction of two numbers, and here this is a multiplication of the two numbers, multiplication of the two numbers, and here we have the division and the modulus. Okay, here we have the division and the modulus, and the division will give you the, okay, the division will give you the quotient, whatever the quotient, okay, it will give you the quotient as a result. Like let me write as quotient as a result, but here a modulus of b, it will give you the remainder. Okay, what it will give? It will give you the remainder. Let me give one example for you. Like in this case, when I divide the 10 by 3, okay, it will, when I use the division symbol, it will give me the, quotient. What is the quotient? 3 3 is 9, so 9. So here it will give you the quotient as a 3. But in the case of modulus, when you use the modulus symbol, 10 modulus of 3, okay, whatever the remainder you have get, that will be, it will give you the result as 1. Okay, it will give you the remainder as a result when you use a modulus, but when you use a division, it will give you the quotient of that division. Okay, this is an basic arithmetic operators when you want to perform the basic mathematical operations like addition, subtractions, or anything like multiplication, division, and modulus. Here these are these operators you have to use. Okay, plus, minus, asterisk, division, and modulus. Now yesterday we have done small problem on that also, like for example, what is that problem? Once again, here we have done right yesterday in, yeah. Okay, see, let me run this program once. See, here I'm entering the 2 and 2. So it giving the sum of the two numbers. So if I want to perform the division, okay, to know what is the value for that, like here, let me divide this, okay, integer int operation. Okay, here I am, what I'm doing, I'm using the division symbol. Okay, so now division of two numbers. Okay, now let rerun this again, Java application, and I'm entering the value 10 for better understanding 3. See, here it giving us a division of two numbers as a 3, but when you use a modulus, okay, it's a modulus symbol, modulus of two numbers. Okay, let me rerun this again, and here I am entering 10 and 3. So here we get the number as 1. Here, what is the remainder of this division? 10 by 3, it's a 1. Okay, this is how we use the arithmetic operations for the basic operations of the basic operations of arithmetic operators. Now here what we will do, we will import the java.util.scanner. Okay, yeah, I'm importing the scanner class. Okay, we need to take the input from the standard input like keyboard from the user. So we are taking the scanner class, and after that, second step, what we need to do, we need to create the object of this scanner class. Okay, so here I'm giving the object name and the new keyword. I'm gonna create an object of that. And when I want to use system standard input, yeah, I'm gonna use system.in. Okay. Now these are a basic arithmetic operators example. Now let's move into the next operators, which are nothing but the relational, okay, relational or comparison, okay, comparison operators. Relational or comparators operators. Relational or operators are used when you want to compare the two values and retain a boolean result. Boolean means what? When we discuss about the data types, I said right, boolean means nothing but it will give you the result as a true or false. It will store the data in the true or false. Okay, when you want to compare the two datas or the two values, it will return a boolean result, which is nothing but true or false. Okay, relational operators are commonly used in the conditional statements. Okay, we will discuss about this conditional statements in the next classes. Like conditional statements are nothing but if conditions. Like if he has an age greater than 18, then only he will be uh, um, then he have the right to vote. Okay, so that is in a conditional statement like yes or no. If he is an above 18, then he is yes for the vote. So like the statements, in the most of the condition statements we use this comparational operators. Okay, so relational operators, these are used to compare the two values. Okay, two values and return the boolean result. Okay, it these operators what they will do, they are used to compare the two values and return the boolean result. Most of these operators are used in the uh, mostly used in conditional conditional statements. Conditional statements. Now we have like a same as an arithmetic operators, we have different types of operators in the relational. Okay, the relational we have different types, and the operator which is mostly used to check the conditions the both the values are equals or not. So here we need to use a two equal symbols, which is nothing but we call it as an equal. Okay, equal to when you want to check the values, like a equals to 5 and I'm taking b equals to 5. Okay, here what both the values are same, we know that. But when you want to use when you want to check the these values in our program, you need to use this equals to operator. So here when we want to compare both the values which are equals or not, a equals to operator and the b. Okay, then it will result you by checking whether a and b value are equals or not. If both the values are equal, okay, if both the values are equal, then it will give you the result as a true. Because why returning you true means because these comparators operators will compare the two values between them, and then it will result in the Boolean result. Boolean is nothing but true or false. If this condition is satisfying, then it will result you as a true. But if the condition is not satisfying, then it will result you as a false. When it will return you in the false, when A is not equals to B. So then it will return you as a false. Now we have another operators, uh, like which is number not equals to. Okay, not equal, not equals to. Okay, uh, for the same values. Okay, for the same values like A equals to 5 and B equals to 5, we are using A is not equals to 5. We are checking the condition whether A and B values are not equal. Okay, but the values are equal here. A equals to 5 and B equals to 5 are both the same values. Then what the result might be, give you it will give you in the Boolean only, but the result will be false because those values are not equals. So when you want to compare the two values which are not equals to, you can use a not equals to operator. So same, we have greater than, okay, and we have less than. When you want to compare the greater values or less than values, you can use these operators. And we have greater than or equals to also. Greater than or equals to or less than or equals to. So these are the operators we are going to use in the relational comparison operators. Like these, compare the two values, and this will result in the true or false. And this greater than or equals to means nothing but uh, greater than or equals to. Okay, greater than or equals to, which means here A, I'm taking the value as a 10. Okay, I'm taking the value as a 10, and I'm taking the B value as a 5. Okay, I'm taking the B value as a 5. And when I use the greater than or equals to operator, okay, greater than or equals to operator, it will check whether the A value is greater than or B or not. Okay, whether the A value is, okay, greater than B or not. Here the B is 5, which is smaller. Okay, this is the one condition which is greater than, and we have another condition which is nothing but equals to. It will check the two conditions. Okay, whether each one of the conditions satisfies, it will result you as a true, because the A is in a greater than the B value. Okay, it satisfies the condition, then it will result you as a true. Okay, in the case of A equals to 10 and B equals to 10 also, it will result you as a true only because A is equals to B. Okay, so same, it works for the less than or equals to. If you want to check a less than or equals to values, you can use a less than or equals to operators. Okay, and next we have the logical or logical and logical not operators, which are nothing but we mostly use these operators also. Logical operators, logical operators, and we have bitwise operators, and assignment operators are important. Like assignment operators are nothing but equals. When integer A equals to B, what I'm doing here, I'm assigning the value. Okay, this is known as an assignment operators. Okay, now we will discuss about the logical operators first. Logical operators are nothing but when you want to perform logical operations, often combining multiple conditions. Okay, here we are checking only one condition, right? Here we are checking only one condition, and it will give you the result in the true or false. Okay, in the relational. But in the logical operators, what these logical operators used for means to perform logical, okay, logical operations, logical operations often combine, okay, often combining multiple conditions, like multiple conditions. Okay, used for combining multiple conditions, like here here we are checking one, a is not equals to b. This is a one condition and it resulting in the false. And we have another condition which is nothing but a equals to b, and here the result is a true. When you want to compare these two conditions, okay, when you want to compare two conditions, when you want to compare the combine multiple conditions, when you want to compare multiple conditions, you can use the logical operators. And these logical operators are, we have different types of logical operators, which is nothing but first one we call it as a logical and, okay, this is called as a logical and next we have the logical or, okay, logical or, and last we have logical not, logical not, logical and logical or logical not. Okay, now see, let me give the best example. See, here I will take a equals to one condition result, like one condition result is true. Okay, a equals to true, and here we have b equals to false. Okay, I'm taking these conditions, okay, true and false. And when we use a and b, here we are comparing the two conditions and a and b. What might be the result here? The result will be, the result will be for the logical and, because here the result is false because the logical and will returns true only if both the conditions are true. Okay, here returns true only if the both the conditions are true. Okay, if both the conditions are true, then only it will return you the true. But here the first condition is true and the second condition is false, so it returning you the false because we use the logical and operator. So for the same, okay, for this same, let me give you the, for the same, when you use a logical or, okay, when you use a logical or, it will result you, it will result you the true. Okay, in the logical or condition, it will give you the true because it will return true if at least one of the condition is true. It will return true, return true if at least one condition is true. Okay, this is a major difference between logical and logical or, which is nothing but in the case of logical and, the both the conditions has to be true, then only it will result you the true. Okay, but in the logical or case, if any condition is true, then it will return you as a true. Return true if at least one condition is true in the logical case. Okay, and the remaining, in the remaining cases, in the remaining all cases, it will return you the false. I mean, in the remaining all the cases means the logical or itself, okay, in the logical or itself, if a equals to true, okay, sorry, if a equals to false and b equals to false, okay, and a equals to false and b equals to false, when you use or condition, logical or b, it will result you as a false. Okay, this is a one condition. And another condition, a equals to false. Okay, a equals to false. A equals to false and b equals to true. Here also it will result you as a true, because here the one condition, each one condition has to be true. So here the b is a true condition, so it returning you as a true when you use the a logical or b. Okay, these are the different conditions, like when you shift the conditions true and false. In the same case here also. Okay, when you are till both conditions gets a true, it will result to the true. Like here a equals to 2. Okay, and if the b also true, then only it will give you. Okay, then only it will give you the result as a true. Till then it will give you the false itself. Okay, returns true only if the both the conditions are true. So these are the logical operators, and this is a logical not. Logical not which it will just negate the condition. Okay, like it negates the condition. Negate the condition means yeah, I will give the best example here. Like see, first I am taking a is greater than b. Okay, a is greater than b. In what condition? We are taking a equals to 10 and b equals to 5. Okay, in this way a is 10 equals to b. Okay, b is equals to 5. This condition is true. Okay, actually this condition is true, but when you want to negate this condition, you have to use a logical not operator before the a equals to b, so it will result you as false condition. Okay, previously a equals to b, isn't it true? Okay, is it true? Why? Because 10 is greater than b, obviously. But when you use a logical not, it will negate the, okay, it will negate the condition, which is nothing but a false. Okay, so this is about logical not, and we have bit operators like bitwise operator, same as a logical operators, bit and, bit or, bit XOR. Okay, and we have assignment operators. Assignment operators are nothing but here what we are doing, we are assigning the value of 10 to the 8. Those are the assignment operators, like plus and minus. And we have unary operators, unary plus and unary minus, and ternary operator. Okay, so I think I will explain you about the ternary operator. Ternary operator, okay. Operator itself, operator somehow. Okay, ternary operator is a shorthand of the if-else statement. Okay, when we discuss about the shorthand, of shorthand for, I think, okay, for if-else. Okay, here the syntax is simple. Okay, syntax will be simple. First, you will give you the condition first. Okay, here you will give you the condition. If the condition is true, here we use a question mark. If the condition is true, then it will give the result of the value 1 which you are giving after the question mark. If the condition is false, then it will give you the result as a value 2 which is after the colon mark. Okay, now let me give you the example here. Like integer a equals to 5. Okay, and b equals to 10. Now integer maximum, okay, integer max equals to, I'm checking the maximum of these two numbers. Okay, now, and here I am giving the condition if a is greater than b. Okay, here checking what is a bigger number, so we need to give that bigger number to the, to store that bigger number in the max value. Okay, in the max variable. So here I'm checking the first condition, A is greater than or not. Okay, here I have to use the question mark. Okay, ternary operator. So it will check whether A is greater than or B. If the A is greater than B, then it has to store the which value? A value, which is actually 5. But it is not the bigger than the B value. So it will send you the result of the B value. What it will do, it will send you the B value into the max. Okay, let us see this in our program. See, okay. Now let me, okay, here itself, let me write it out. And the B as a semicolon. See here, I've taken the two numbers, okay? Here I've taken the two numbers statically, A equals to 5 and B equals 10. And here we are using ternary operator, okay? Well, first we are checking the condition. What is the bigger value between A and B? If the A is bigger, then you have to send the, if the condition is true, then you need to send the first value. If this condition is false, then you need to send the second value. That is a condition, right? So I'm taking the system dot out dot println, and we are printing the max. Okay, whatever the max value is, the urinary operator sending the result, so it will print it out here. Okay, let me run this Java application. See here, it is giving the maximum of the two numbers, which is nothing but the B value. Here the condition is false, so that it is returning our second value. If you want to, if when you change the, okay, when you change the positions of this, B is greater than or A, what it will send you? First, it will check whether this condition is true. Okay, then you need to change the values here. So based on the conditions, what you are checking, like the B, if the B is greater than A, okay, if the B is greater than A, what value we need to send? We need to send the value as a B, because the value is greater than A. And if the B is not greater than A, then you need to send the A value. So based on the conditions, how you are using this ternary operator, you need to give the positions of the values as a result. Okay, this is about the ternary operators, and we have some special operators instance of like that. Okay, and we'll do some examples of these operators on the next class. Okay, and I think that's it from today's class. Okay, thank you, Asim. And if you have any doubts regarding anything, just ping me in the WhatsApp. Okay, thank you, Asim.